Pardon me while I catch this Pidgey real fast. No, don't do that. Fine. I didn't need your Pidgey candies anyway. Something that's somewhat exciting in my life, I guess, is that, look at this, I just got a brand new phone. Yay! I had to get this because my old one basically is dead. Like, dead. I may have dropped my old phone in the sink while I was washing my hands. Shut up. But yeah, I have this one now, and aside from streaming YouTube and playing Pokemon Go for endless hours, I've been busy trying to scrape up all of my old ringtones that I used to have on my old phone. I typically like to choose ringtones that are funny, that are stupid, that make me laugh, and then I realize that as soon as they go off in the middle of a meeting or in the middle of a class, and I get people turning heads and being like, what was that? In that moment, I realized it was a very terrible decision, and then I just want to crawl into a ball and hide for the rest of the day. So now it's time for this week's segment called My Badly Timed Ringtones. Okay, so this first one is one that I had many years ago when I was in high school, and it was around this time of Halloween, and I was in the mood to have a spooky ringtone, so I changed it to something that was both kind of creepy and also at the same time very nerdy. This is something from Legend of Zelda. This is a sound effect from this creature from Legend of Zelda called a Poe, and it has this really creepy laugh. When I first set that as my text tone, it made me jump every single time it went off because it was so loud. This next one was one that I had when I was a freshman in college and I was still living in the dorms. It went off in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. It not only woke me up, but it woke my roommate up, and she wanted to murder me. That was the sound of a sonic screwdriver from the British TV series Doctor Who. And on that note, this next ringtone I had my sophomore year of college, and it also went off in the middle of the night, but thankfully this time my roommate did not wake up. Exterminate! She and I are both massive Doctor Who fans, so I figured what was more appropriate than to have a Doctor Who themed text tone, although this one got a little disturbing after a while. When you think about it, Daleks are actually pretty terrifying. They can just zap you once and then you're dead. This next one I had also my sophomore year of college. This was one that went off when I was in a very, very serious conversation with one of my really good friends. We've been talking for at least a good hour about life and just our current stuff that's going on our day-to-day basis. And I mean, it was kind of nice because it sort of broke the tension that was in the room, but at the same time it also just kind of destroyed the seriousness of the conversation we were having, so... Yes, I went through a minion phase. This next one was, again, my sophomore year, and why it is so badly timed was mostly because of how loud and terrifying it is. It actually went off when I was having a meeting with one of my professors. I love the Dekus, they're so cute. Okay, this next one went off last year when I was at play practice, and my director, and all of my fellow castmates, and the stage manager, and everybody there just looked. And I just had this horrified expression like, sorry. Expecto Patronum! Half the room starts laughing, the other half is just like, what the heck was that? I'm pretty sure everybody got the reference that was being made, but at the same time, it was obnoxiously loud and very disruptive, and I'm sure my directors did not appreciate it. To make it worse, I had accidentally set that as my default text tone, and somehow I couldn't change it until I had to go into my phone company and get it removed. I is a massive dumb. Okay, this last one was my most recent one, and this happened last week in my history class. My professor was in the middle of a lecture, and I was sitting in the back of the room, and as soon as this went off, the professor just stopped in the middle of her sentence and just looked at me. She saw the guilt on my face.
Where's the blacksmith?
I swear, I just looked up at her and I went, sorry, and then I scrambled to get my phone to turn it on silent. This time nobody even laughed, no one even got it. Everybody just looked at me like, why is that your ringtone? What the heck is that? What is wrong with you? Now in case you're wondering what my current text tone is, it's this. Now if you don't already know what video game that's from, I'll leave that up to you to find out. Alright, so before I go, I wanted to talk to you guys about something very important. This channel, a few days ago, surpassed 15 subscribers. What? Yeah! Now I know a lot of people are gonna tell me, 15 subscribers, that's not a lot of people. Come on, there's people who have like hundreds and thousands and millions of subscribers out there, come on. Really? But see, I like to go by the imagine having all those people in one room idea. And when you think about it, 15 people is like an awesome party with all of your closest friends. And I honestly didn't even think this channel was gonna get that far. I started out with 0, zip, no subscribers. And of course, that's typically how every single YouTuber starts out. And I wanna end this by saying thank you guys so much for subscribing, watching my videos, liking and commenting, because you guys giving me feedback is inspiring me to continue this channel and keep doing this, because as much as it's something that I really want to do, it's something that you kind of gradually lose inspiration for when you don't feel like it's going anywhere. And you guys telling me what you think and enjoying my content really makes me feel like this is actually going somewhere and I'm making progress and I'm still doing something I love so much. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys. You all are fabulous and wonderful. Stay awesome. And that's all for now. I will see you next week.